Welcome in, y'all. Sports with VYPE, and we've got a little bit of a new setting. Moved over to a new area this afternoon. It feels a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, a booth here at Christian's Tailgate. Normal place, but different place inside, like you said. And I could actually, well, I guess I could reach out and touch you over there as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, we're getting some more space. We're working things out. So welcome in.
Yeah,
An awesome coming off the heels of an awesome victory for the Houston Astros.
The Astros, yeah, they looked really good, and even more so, Lance McCullers. What a game he had! And if you're an Astros fan, even if you're not, well, if you're not an Astros fan, this is something you didn't want to see. If you're an Astros fan, this is what you wanted to see. A number one starter come out and do something like this.
And I feel like with Lance McCullers, sometimes, he is the Astros ace right now, but there's been those times where he can be a bit iffy. Today was not one of them.
Yeah.
He came out, and it was almost shut out.
Yeah.
Do you think they pulled him too early? Let me ask you that.
No. I like what they did, obviously, because they won 6-1. So I like that. But they played well enough. They're going to depend on their offense. They're going to have to score 6 or more runs in every game, I think, in order to get this going. So we're going to see what happens. But, way to go, Astros. They're up in the series 1-0 against the White Sox, who swept the Astros in the '05 World Series. So I would love to get some sweep revenge.
Oh, yeah. For
Sweep
sure.
revenge. See what I did there?
Sweep revenge. Got it. Yeah, and almost tonight was a shutout, but that one run at the end. But you talk about the offense. I mean, they got it done with freaking Jake Myers. Welcome to the postseason, buddy. Welcome in.
Wow. He got it going, of course.
We saw Brantley hit. We saw Bregman get a hit. Jordan bombed it out.
Well, he almost had 2 of them. He
Yeah.
was a couple feet away from 2 home runs tonight. That guy can straight up swing the ball. And look, they faced a fastball pitcher, right? In Lynn. And we're a fastball hitting team. So it was not a good matchup for Tony La Russa and the White Sox. It was great for the Astros and a great start for them. Couldn't have been a better start for them, actually.
Heck yeah, baby. Let's keep it going.
Evan Anthony's going tomorrow, I guess. Watch out.
Watch out. Yeah.
I'm going to try to be at the game tomorrow. We're going to see what happens, but I'm going to try. I have dad duties, but see if somebody can take away the dad duties so we can go to the game.
Okay, if you are going to the game, we're meeting up and we will go live. Let's do it.
Do a Facebook Live from the game.
Seriously.
That would be awesome.
Let me know where you're sitting. Hey, if any of you guys are going to the game tomorrow, let us know. We want to know your reactions from Game 1. But, yeah, welcome in, and let's get the show rolling tonight.
Yeah,
we're kind of on a crunch.
We are. We've got 2 camera angles tonight. Look, guys, if it's just, we're working with this thing. We're trying to get it perfect. Enrique's helping us out here. We've got 2 different camera angles, and we're going to get it a little bit better as the weeks go on. But I hope you guys like the change of scenery we got going on. We're going to try to blow through this show because the NFL kicks off at 7:20, so we want to get everything going till then.
Ooh, Rams Seahawks. We will have you guys' prediction, including mine as well.
Chris Carson isn't playing.
Okay.
Just a quick update. Chris Carson out. So if you have him in your fantasy league, take him out.
There you go. You heard it first here. All right. Shall we get to the high school spotlight?
Let's
Just
go.
real quick.
Let's go.
All right. We'll jump into it. Brought to you by VYPE Media. This is the high school sports talking about tonight's game. Yes, it is Thursday, so there is high school football as well. Cypress Woods takes on Langham Creek. They're both 2-3. Nimitz versus Westfield. Spring versus Eisenhower. Tomball versus Klein Collins. North Forest versus Wheatley, and Lake Travis versus Austin. There's not a lot of sexy games going on tonight besides these, so I try to narrow it down to the most.
Sexy games?
Yeah,
I like it.
Not too flashy games going on,
Watch
but
out.
these tonight. So try to pick those out for you.
Definitely.
All right. I'd say it's time for the scoreboard, but what scoreboard is it?
No, but we got it done. David Carrier is gonna David Carrier with Smarter Mortgage. Give him a call. Today's scoreboard brought to you by Smarter Mortgage. David Carrier. Call him at 281-650-0648. His pretty mug is right on the screen. Mention SWB, get a free quote ASAP. He's gonna bring in this game. Last night, the Dodgers bested the Cardinals, which is heartbreaking for Astros fans. In the bottom of the ninth, one swing by a man named Chris Taylor, and the Dodgers move on. But guess what? The Dodgers are going on to face the San Francisco Giants in that juggernaut. That series, look, So
that's going to be insane in itself.
Oh, man, you talk about Northern California versus Southern California, in-state rivalry. This is like Houston versus Dallas type deals if you're in Texas. This is a huge series. The first time they've ever faced off in the playoffs. This is phenomenal for both
That's
these
crazy.
teams. I know, right?
That's really crazy. I mean, the Dodgers, they stay alive. And, I asked someone this earlier, Jeff, like, what do you think? Would you rather be cheering on the Giants here, or would you rather be cheering on the Dodgers so that the opportunity would come for the Astros to face L.A.?
I was talking with a buddy of mine about this last night, and I don't know. I want the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are depleted. They're hurt. They are hurt. I'm afraid of the Giants. The Giants have been the best team all year. They are really, really good. And you obviously want to beat the best team, but I would love a rematch with LA. But the Giants, they look good. That's going to be a fun series. And what I was trying to get to a second ago was that you really, really want them to wear each other out. By the time one of them, if the Astros, because that is
until you get to the World Series.
Yeah, and they're in the National League, obviously. The Astros are in the American League. If you're a National League team, you want them to beat each other up. You want it to go 7. You want them to use their bullpen. You want them to, just extend that series as long as it can go.
Well, you speak of the bullpen, and that kind of worried me about today's game is the fact that we went so far in the bullpen with Maton, who gave up that run, and then also and then you went to Kendall Graveman, who and then what? Presley closed it out.
Yes.
I was leaving Minute Maid as I was coming here, so I was
Graveman to Presley,
trying to walk it back.
That's what you want. You want Graveman to Presley.
Yes. However, it makes me that nervous that that's what had to happen in Game 1. You talk about use.
Yeah, and that's what Dusty Baker, I'm sure, wanted to avoid using Presley. But he came in there.
Exactly.
I don't mind it as much. Presley it wasn't a save opportunity, so the heart wasn't going that big. We were already up 5 runs at that point. It would have taken a monumental collapse, which the Astros have done with their bullpen, but it was the 9th inning.
What team hasn't,
Yeah, 6-1, though. Astros get the win. The Dodgers move on to go face the Giants, and, let's get back to tonight. There's another game that people don't realize is going on tonight. Immediately following the Astros game, the Braves and the Brewers kick off a series here in a minute. And you've got Charlie Morton, ex-Astro, versus Corbin Burns. Fun football. Fun baseball game to watch if you're a National League fan. The last night's game between the Dodgers and the Cardinals was an old-school National League, just pitcher's duel. And it was boring for a lot of people that don't enjoy baseball. For me,
it lasted a long time.
Yeah, it was a long game. I was worried about today's game so we could squeeze in the show.
but yeah, because we got football coming up right afterward, and like you said, this other game's going on too. But I am focused on solely the Astros, what's going on in the ALDS, and then as you mentioned, the Dodgers and the Giants matchup as
and
well.
Tomorrow's game for the Astros, 1:07 pitching time. The Braves and Brewers, 3:37. And, of course, you've got the Red Sox and the Rays at 6:02. They'll be in prime time. And then you've got the Dodgers and the Giants. All 4 games tomorrow, which will be interesting at 8:37 tomorrow night.
And you got the Red Sox and the Rays.
Yeah, I think the Astros can beat either one of those teams. The National League scares me. It scares me a lot. Those guys
the
Brewers
Rays scare me. I know the Astros can do it. It's just a matter of will they play up to the competition? Because that's always been something.
I would almost like Boston to beat the Rays, so we don't have to face them.
You would what?
I would almost like Boston to beat the Rays, so the Astros don't have to face them. But look, we're very familiar with them. They're very familiar with us. So let's get it on.
Well, same as the Red Sox.
I think
too.
Arozarena doesn't play for them anymore, so thank God. He single-handedly beat the Astros last year. Arozarena was he destroyed us. So,
well, we talk about the Astros being familiar with the Rays. They are with the Red Sox, too. It's been a couple years, but didn't they face them, in 2019 or 2018?
What? Sorry, I was reading Kevin Anthony's comment
okay.
and Thomas Kim. They're not super fans, and I didn't know that there was such a thing, but we will make sure that you guys are put up there as super fans. I didn't know there was a super fan button.
I thought you were talking about the Astros.
We'll get y'all some koozies.
Oh, I want a koozie. Where's my koozie?
Yeah, Lauren wants a koozie too. So
yeah.
We got to get y'all some koozies.
Hey, all for one or one for all, right?
Yep. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, y'all both were right on the Chargers game, so.
Woo!
I told you.
Mark one down for each of you guys. I'm down one on
that. And it wasn't even like
Derek Carr. wow. I mean, just
That's the worst he's played by far.
Oh, yeah, Bosa got to him. He even said after the game that Bosa got to him, like by talking to him. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so it was very interesting. But yeah,
he got in his head then.
And I lost. So I didn't bet on that game except for a little strike with you guys. So y'all are up 1-0.
Too bad we didn't bet him anything.
I know, man.
We're gonna try to I'm gonna try to make up for it on tonight's game.
And we're gonna, and we're gonna also make a bet coming up because the Raiders obviously play again this weekend as usual, and we'll see what we can get with Jeff. All right, we'll see. Okay, let's get into what's hot. Presented by Joe Applewhite Realty. Everything he touches turns to sold. Call him at 713-291-5270. And we just mentioned all the MLB playoffs, the series that are going on and taking place today and tomorrow. So be on the lookout for all of the baseball games. Another big news was Padres manager Jace Tingler. He got fired after 2 seasons. Yeah, they finished 79 and 83. The thing is with the Padres, though, they have not been relevant. They haven't been good. The last time they had 90 wins was 2010.
Yeah, I mean their payroll's huge.
11 years ago.
First 3 months, the best team of best team in baseball. Last 3 months, worst team in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It was an epic downfall with the Padres, and we talked about this from the first day of the season started. How the Padres are going to have problems in that dugout with personalities. You've got a lot of money flying in there, and the personalities did come out. You saw towards the end of the season, you had Tatis Jr. getting an argument.
And he was going to run for MVP.
Yep,
making a run for that.
They need a manager that can pull it all together, so this wasn't a surprise for me at all.
Yeah. So they were 28 games back in the NL West behind the Dodgers and the Giants. Yeah. That's a big reason why they didn't make it. Okay.
And the Dodgers.
I know, right? So Patriots cornerback is now a Panther. We're talking about Stephon Gilmore. They give up the 2023 6th-round pick for Gilmore, talking about the Panthers. And he is coming off the physical unable list in Week 6, October 24th, versus the Giants. How big is this for the Panthers?
It's great for them. He's injury prone and towards the end of his career, but I mean he won the Super Bowl for the Patriots 3 years ago with the interception in the end zone. He's an incredible defender. If he's got 1 or 2 good years in him, great deal for Carolina.
And the big thing about this is that Carolina's cornerback has been injured, so he's really stepping in and taking that place. And
he's a veteran. He's a veteran. He's played in Super Bowls and won them. So good move for them. Carolina's defense got better.
Talking about J.C. Horn, but yeah. So you think the Panthers won this trade, not the Pats?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, Justin Fields is going to be a starter. That means that's great for if you're a Chicago Bear fan. Where does Andy Dalton go? Who knows? Even if he's healthy, he's not going to be the starter.
Nick Foles, nobody's talked about this kid. Is he out of the NFL? All these quarterbacks and all this stuff flying around. Nick Foles is nowhere to be found. And then, Cam Newton has disappeared with all these injuries. I don't know what's going on with him, if he even plans on playing this year. But, Justin Fields is now a starter, and he's going to be your starter until something epic happens.
All it took was 2.5 games.
Yeah, and we said the over-under was somewhere around 3 games if they went on to lose. And here you go. You're in Week 4, and Justin Fields is your starter.
Week 5, actually, starting tonight.
Yeah.
Week 5 starting tonight. I know. We are just rolling through this NFL season so far. All right, so and they will face the Raiders this week.
Oh, yeah. This is a bounce-back game for the Raiders.
I knew that was coming, and it really is, truly.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, that's probably who's going to take it. Okay, so tonight's game, Rams at the Seahawks. The Rams are 3-1. Seahawks are 500, 2-2. The Rams are favored by 2.5. The over/under is 54.5. And the money line is Rams 142, Seahawks plus 120. No really any value either of those. It's kind of.
Yeah, this is a big game for Seattle. I see the Rams, even if because this is in Seattle, it's a really hard place to play. So if the Rams don't come out on top on this game, it's not the end of the world for them. They'll still be 3-2. If the Seahawks lose this game at home, they will move to 2-3. And they will have issues again like they did last year, and where it's going to be which direction is the Seattle Seahawks, or are the Seattle Seahawks going?
Now, when did Pete Carroll come to the organization?
7-8 years ago.
So does this make him? What's his record there? Because
I'd have
I
to
feel
look
like
that
this
up.
puts him in hot water if they trail backwards again this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I think it's big for the Seahawks. And then you talk about the quarterback matchup as if they're playing each other, which they're not. Matthew Stafford versus Russell Wilson. Who do you have more faith in these guys? Me, right now, personally, I've always loved Russell and what he does on and off the field. But Matthew Stafford and what he's been so far this season, I'm putting my money on Matthew Stafford if we're going against, if we're looking at these two guys. The Seahawks,
Yeah.
how's the Seahawks defense rated anyways?
The Seahawks defense has not fared too well this year at all. But it's in Seattle, and the crowd base there is fun.
Sleepless in Seattle.
What's the weather like over there?
Of course.
Here we go again.
Of course.
What's the weather like in Seattle? I'm trying
Well,
to see.
shoot. We had that delay of game on Monday night, and it was indoors in LA, and it never even rains.
Yeah.
So, like.
Yeah, y'all dogged me about the weather, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Slap this back in the face. But the last time, both in 2020 last year, they were both in the NFC playoffs, but Seattle won the division. However, the Rams won the wild card game.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin Anthony, about the new camera setup. We'll work on it through the shows, and it's going to get a little bit better. Appreciate you. You'll be able to see more of us, which we know you all enjoy seeing more of us, and not just our upper torsos. One of these days, I'll get the camera and turn it around on Enrique.
I know. I feel like we're fake. We're just kind of talking heads up here, but yeah, Enrique, we'll have a camera on you too.
I'll see.
He's
I'll
like,
see what I can do.
maybe. You're rocking your Altuve.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Altuve jersey.
Before we forget about it, this is crazy, we only have about 13 minutes left of the show.
What?
Enrique, tonight it's the Rams at the Seahawks. The Rams are minus 2.5. Where are you going?
All right, it's at, like you said, it's at the Seahawks. I'm checking it. Seahawks lost to the Colts. I don't know how that happens, and then to the Titans. They lost to the Vikings. I got Rams.
All right.
I'm gonna get Rams.
All right. Lauren, my lovely co-host.
I appreciate
who
it.
always beats me in these gambling things. It drives me crazy. Well, not always, but a lot of the times.
I'm gonna say I think I lost one.
It's
or
Seahawks
two.
minus 2.5. Who you got?
I am going Rams.
Man, all three of us. Rams. I like the Rams in this game as
We're
well.
ramming it in.
Yeah, we're
So I was
Whoa.
looking at. I know that sounds bad. Sports with VYPE, people. Sports with
Sports
VYPE.
with VYPE.
All right.
Sports with balls on VYPE.
It looks
And your
like
mom just joined the show too, so that's great.
Hello, Madre. So it looks like Pete Carroll is with the organization through this year, through 2021.
Oh well, then yeah. I mean,
So it's a contract year. I mean,
Like I
coach,
said-
you better step it up.
like I said, this could be a very, very pivotal game.
Is that
for
where
the
Eric
Seahawks.
Bieniemy is going to be?
Well, maybe. Dude.
He went.
Man, remember all that talk? I mean, Eric Bieniemy does deserve a chance to be a head coach somewhere.
I
Just
agree.
Somebody's gonna have to give him a shot.
I agree.
All right, let's run down some games. I guess.
Let's do NFL, brought to you by Hybrid Technologies Group. When it comes to reliability, they're the ones you need. Give Roy Stanton a call at 832-336-1201. Once again, that is Hybrid Technologies Group. All right, here's some games that I find intriguing, and Jeff, you can let me know if you do as well. The Saints versus Washington. I feel like it's going to be a telling game because we haven't really been able to read either of these teams. They're both 2-2. I think it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, that is a fun game to watch for sure because you don't know if you're. Man, it is confusing with both these teams. It's I don't know what Sean Payton's offense is doing. I have no idea. Their defense is actually playing.
I know.
Their defense is actually playing really well. The Saints' defense is what's keeping them in these games. And then Washington, man, I'm lost on them too. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one to see who goes 3-2 because that's a big move from 3-2 to 2-3. That's big.
The only reason I mention this next one is because it's here in Houston. Patriots are visiting Texas. So 2 rookie quarterbacks and Mac Jones, Davis Mills. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, Packers versus
the line on that game is New England -9. I would jump all over that. Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks is unbelievable. Like, it's crazy. They might not score again this week. Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks is phenomenal. His record.
I hope they score.
I'm Patriots -9 all day long on that.
I mean, the Texans just lost to the Bills 40-0. So I hope they get one
this
score.
This one might be 30-0.
Okay, Packers versus Bengals. Two completely different types of teams, but they're both tied. They both have the same record at 3-1. Jeff, who are you taking on this one and why?
Fun game. It's Packers -3.5. And the Bengals defense has been playing good too. This is the funnest game I think of the weekend for me.
Okay.
I take Packers. I think they're playing at a very high level right now. I see the Packers going to 4-1.
You talk about an older quarterback going against a younger one. I mean, it's his second season, but then again, he was hurt last year, so
Joe Burrow's having a great year after coming back from his surgery. Right now, he's 78 of 107, 988, and 9 TDs. That's really good right now, but he's running up against a Packers defense who just picked up another weapon on their defense. Jalen Smith got signed from the Cowboys because the Cowboys let him go. So Packers improved on defense. They look good for this game.
Because the thing is, Jalen Smith wasn't doing too good for the Cowboys. That's why they let go. But
I think there's some personal issues, which is weird because the Cowboys let you get away with. I was gonna say it, but we're on bite. But they let you get away with everything over there. So he must have said something to somebody, and Cowboys let him go.
All right, Eagles versus Panthers. I think this is just because the new cornerback for the Panthers, like I was saying, plus Christian McCaffrey is back. So maybe you want him in your lineup.
I'm not saying his name. I'm not saying it.
Jeff is known for saying Christian. All right.
Got some sort of weird man crush on McCaffrey. At least y'all think.
Okay, Titans versus Jaguars. The Jaguars, we all know the storylines there, Urban Meyer, all of that mess. But they have not won a game this season. And then you got the Titans, who they're kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, they're confusing as well. But this is an interdivisional game. This should be a very close football game. The Jaguars are going to they're at home, and they're going to try to win a game. The interesting thing about this game is the over-under's at 48.5, almost 49 points. That's a lot for these two teams being divisional rivals.
That's true.
So I don't know where to go on this game. It's Tennessee -4.5. I'm tempted to take the Jaguars on this, and they win their first game against the Titans because I do think the Titans look lost.
They do. They really do. They really do. And you were talking about the high. I mean, I could see that for the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence, but for the Titans, I see them more getting it done on the ground.
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
beast,
exactly.
Golly.
Okay, the Browns at the Chargers. They are both 3-1. I think this is a very good matchup, a high-intensity matchup. Chargers are coming off the win over the Raiders.
Short week. Interesting game.
Yep, they're at home once again. And then the Browns, great defense. I think they need to show more through the air from Baker Mayfield. What do you think about this game?
It'll be a fun one. I'm worried. The line's Chargers -2. I'm worried because it is a short week for them, and the Browns are really good. Their defense looks really strong. So the good thing is that they are at home off a short week, and the Chargers they're playing good. They came off probably their biggest win. Justin Herbert's biggest win for sure, Monday Night Football against David Carr and the undefeated Raiders. But the Browns look good. I'm tempted. I might go the Browns plus the 2 points on this one.
Really?
Yeah, just because of the short week. It's hard for NFL players to get ready in 2.5, 3 days, and and the Browns, they're rested and they look good this year. But either way, one of these teams is moving to 4-1, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, agreed. I think I'm not gonna say Browns yet, but I'm leaning towards LA on that one. All right, 49ers versus the Cardinals. 49ers, they're the only team that is still perfect 4-0 right now.
49ers are 2-2.
I'm sorry.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Cardinals are still perfect at 4-0, and Jimmy G didn't show up to practice yesterday, nor was he practicing earlier today.
Why did he get
Trey
hurt?
Lance
That's right.
Start the calf strain.
Yeah, dude, he's always hurt. We said this from the beginning. We knew, Trey Lance, just get ready, just wait, because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get hurt, and that's exact. Well, I thought I said week 2. I'm sorry, I was off by a week. It was week 3 or 4 he got hurt. and now it's Trey Lance time, right?
Well, so, okay, this is something I want to talk to you about. We already skipped over the game, or talked about the game, but with Justin Fields and the Bears, you were like, oh, don't start him if you don't need to start him. He's not used to that offense. He's not used to that system and everything like that. However, we go here, and it's not like Trey Lance has played snaps in the regular season.
Well, I think that if Garoppolo is healthy, you still play him. Give Trey Lance at least half the season, at least maybe 8, 9, 10 games to get the groove of some NFL plays. He jumps in every now and then down on the goal line. He's already got 2 touchdowns this year rushing. But, I see I see these quarterbacks needing to stay behind these veterans some more. And, they put him out there, and poor Justin Fields has to go out this week. And if he might get beat up. Why wouldn't you play Nick Foles? Is he just out of shape
Jeff
or something?
loves Foles.
Well, is he just out of shape? He's a veteran quarterback. He
well,
won a
who
Super
knows
Bowl.
if he even wants to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Maybe he's just sitting back there making the minimum. Well, not the minimum. He's getting paid, but
he's just collecting the checks.
Yeah, just collecting
All
the
right.
check. But
who are you
interesting
taking
game.
on that one? 49ers, Cardinals.
I'm taking the Cardinals. 49ers sort of have an identity crisis as well. All these teams that we're talking about identity crisis, they're all 2-2 because they do have an identity crisis. They don't know if they're run or pass teams. Right now, Kyler Murray's the MVP of the NFL. He's everywhere. He's balling out of control, and he's 4-0. And he's got the 49ers, and they're at home. So I'm taking Arizona minus the 5 points.
It's only -5?
Yep.
Wow. I'm taking Arizona as well, even if you do have Trey Lance in there. Not sure that he'll outplay with the Cardinals covering him.
Yep.
All right, so Giants versus the Cowboys division.
Yeah.
All right.
Kevin's all over this.
I'm taking Cowboys on this. Are you kidding me? 3 consecutive wins?
I'm taking the Giants in the 7 points. I love
What?
Daniel Fields.
They're at home.
I know. Daniel Fields went off last weekend. I think he gets
So did the Cowboys.
I think he gets Sterling Shepard back this week. And these two teams, I try to tell people this, when it comes down to Philadelphia and Dallas, New York, Dallas, these division rivalries, man, they're surprising. And I like the Giants in the points. I think the Cowboys might win, but I don't think they win by 7. I know, shocker. Everybody.
I know. I'm looking at Enrique. I'm like, what? Is he thinking that?
Yep.
He's crazy. All right. We'll see what happens on Sunday. And then the Bills versus the Chiefs. In Arrowhead, last time the Chiefs were at home, they lost to the Chargers. So, but they did win last week, so maybe they'll carry that momentum back into Arrowhead. And the Chiefs, they beat the Eagles, but they allowed 30 points.
The Chiefs are 2-2. Ouch.
I know. I tweeted that, and I got a bunch of Chiefs haters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, okay, it's just the beginning of the season. It's just week 4. I was like, dang, I didn't know that there were so many Chiefs fans on here that, like.
Bandwagon.
Kevin says I'll find a way to talk bad about the Cowboys. I mean, I really, truly do believe that the Giants will keep that game close. I'm trying not to hate on the Cowboys, but I do think that they'll keep that game close. Bills and Chiefs, let's see, it's Chiefs minus 2.5. That'll be a fun Sunday night game. I don't know if they're flexing these games, but man, some of these games and the time frames that they have them in are awesome. Mm-hmm. I mean, just awesome. And
they've been on point.
Man, you bring in the baseball aspect of everything. You talk about busy weekend.
Tonight
I just cannot wait.
Is the second preseason game for the Rockets in the NBA season, and they won against the Wizards 2 nights ago. So, just talking about sports,
the NBA
being a busy time.
It's still going.
It just started. Second preseason game
they just
tonight.
Arrest 18 players?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did. They just arrested 18 ex-NBA players, and they just announced that they will not test for weed this year. The NBA is very interesting.
What did they sue those guys for? Or what did they arrest
Something
them
about
for?
the money.
Yeah,
it was like $4 million.
The health plan that they had. They like something about $4 million. 18 Big Baby Davis was probably the big one, Glenn Davis. But yeah, all the players you knew. 18 players arrested in that. It's a big deal, real big deal.
Wow, I'm glad you mentioned
arrested,
that.
Also, I don't know if you heard about Toronto and their new their guidelines.
What about them? Like Blue Jays or?
No, like the Raptors, like Canada in general.
Raptors.
It's like you need to be vaccinated to go up there.
Oh, I
And
told
then-
y'all that.
Yeah, but
Toronto.
now Kyrie, if Kyrie goes up there, he might either get 6 months in prison
Yeah,
or
you get
fined.
arrested. He won't even go.
Yeah.
He won't
But
go.
I
He'd
think the
rather
NBA
stay.
Look, when the NBA does start, it's fun for us because we'll have a lot to talk about. But the NBA it's really weird what's going on over there right now. So
The players' union too. They're the one that's been voting on this, and now they're trying to like overrule. The government's coming down on us.
All right, 7:20. It's 7:20.
Oh my
already.
gosh!
Jeez.
What the heck? All right, the Red River Showdown is this weekend. OU and Texas. What other big games? We got Arkansas versus Ole Miss. Cougars are playing right now in Tulane.
They've already won that game pretty much. It's 14-0 first quarter.
Woohoo!
Let's see. I'll give you my Jeff's top 10. Brought to you by Construction Concept, changing corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality to corporate luxury and retail and medical facilities, their team of experts can create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com. My top 10 in college goes Alabama, Georgia, Alabama, Georgia, Alabama, Alabama, Georgia, Georgia, Alabama, Alabama, Georgia.
What?
I mean,
We're talking about games, I thought.
No, my top 10 rankings. Look, I mean, is Iowa going to beat either one? So the top 10's Alabama, Georgia, Iowa, Penn State, Cincinnati, Oklahoma at 6, what you just referred to, Ohio State, Oregon, and then Michigan and BYU round out the top 10. It's just none of these teams even can compete with Georgia or Alabama. And I can't wait for Georgia and Alabama to play. That's the call. And they play twice this year if both of them make it to the national championship. And so you get 2 Super Bowls in college. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
Talking about teams that are going to rematch is the Seahawks and the Rams again, I believe, December 19th. I know we're talking about college, but just talking about rematches.
Texas is down at number 21, and of course the
Hey, they got brought up. Okay, they were out of it. They got brought up because of last week. So.
Yeah. The Tampa Bay Rays are beating the Boston Red Sox 1-0 right now. Astros won earlier this afternoon. The Dodgers won on a walk-off last night. Sports is in full effect right now.
I love it.
Absolutely love this.
Get your rally towel. Let's go, Houston.
If you're going to the game tomorrow, hit us up. I think Lauren and I will both be there. Hopefully, we're going to see. But yeah, we've got an interesting football game going on. You got the Rays and the Boston Red Sox going at it right now. The Astros have already won. Half of y'all should be pretty tipsy already. Yeah.
Oh, I witnessed a fight at the
Did you?
stadium.
Already?
A legit fight. I don't know what this White Sox guy did, but he was surrounded, of course, by all Houston Astros fans, and he was mouthing off, and then the other guy threw his beer on him, and then they threw a punch, and
It's
then
always good.
it was going on, and he had to get dragged out.
Well,
But,
the Rams
keep calm, people. It's a game.
Rams
Keep
and
calm.
Seahawks are just about to tip off. U of H is up 14-0 on Tulane.
And look, we got our VYPE Thursday night showdown. 14-0 Klein Collins over Tom Ball. One of the games that I mentioned.
Get your together, Tom Ball.
It's one of the games that I mentioned. Legit.
This is one of the sexy games, y'all.
I told you. Look at that. Look at
Tom
that.
Ball.
It's so sexy.
All right, man, look, we want to thank Chris's Tailgate. We're sorry this show got cut short, but there's all this stuff going on. We will try to get a full hour in on Monday with you guys. Want to thank Christian's Tailgate for having us up here, as always. Also, David Carrier, Smarter Mortgage. Call him at 281-650-0648. Get about $10,000, $15,000 from him and go buy yourself a house.
Yeah, I don't think that the series for the Astros is gonna go that long, but it could possibly be game 4, right?
Hope not.
It could possibly be on Monday. Anyways, thanks so much to Hybrid Technologies Group. Call Roy Stanton for all of your technology needs, phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. Once again, that is Hybrid Technologies Group. And, of course, we got to thank Joe Applewhite Realty. He's our buddy. He'll help you buy a house, sell your home. Everything he touches turns to sold. Call him at 713-291-5270. And VYPE Media, of course, for making all of this magic Sports with VYPE, Sports with Balls happen. We love you guys. Thanks so much, Enrique. And you're saying go Rams?
Go Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Astros game's at 2:37, so we will have a full hour for you on Monday. We'll just run it right up to Monday Night Football. But yeah, Construction Concepts, they build stuff. Thank you guys for joining in on this short show. If you didn't catch it all, we'll have it up on the podcast version by later